Hello everyone, it's Gwathorn from Gwathorn's Games, and I thought today what I might do, the duo are not available, Captcha's not available tonight, so I thought what I would do is run through my hunters, the builds that I've got for my hunters. And I just thought I'd show what I've done, what I'm doing. You can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hunters at different levels, and just thought I'd go through the configurations for each one. So this is the process of leveling a hunter. Now, initially, my preference is to run a red line hunter, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference at the start. You can see that this hunter is now has upgraded to the new revamped legendary items and has focused on induction bow damage, induction bow criticals, bit of finesse, and again precision stance critical magnitudes and swift bow damage. So as you can tell from that, I've got swift bow on my build, I've got split shot on my build, I'm running blindside to get that little bit of extra focus, and I'm running barbed arrows. So the reason I'm doing that, if I show the actual character itself, at level 51 you get to change your red line character so that it can have split shot. So you put a couple of points into there, you get an extra bow damage and bow criticals, which is good, you get extra range critical chances, but you also get to put 12 points worth of trait tree points to get split shot. Now the reason I do split shot is to get 2 attacks with the swift bow induction, 3 shots. I can actually have up to 4 targets, so 4 shots with the split shot. Blindside is just, as I said, it's a one-off. Get a bit of focus, and the barbed arrow, which is a nice damage over time. So previously, if you look at the initial configuration, this is where you can get to with at level 50, 51, 23 points. You get to have some nice swift bow damage. Nice, you still get the induction damage, still get both of those, but you also get rain of arrows, and you get burn hot, and a bit, you're starting to get the induction skills down in time, in cast time. So because I don't have split shot, you'd be running a barbed arrow, blindside again just for an extra bit of focus, and rain of arrows is your second area of effect damage. So rather than the split shot, you're running rain of arrows. So I thought I'd just run this. I'm running this character in Angmar, so I thought I'd just go and, okay, I'll give myself that. Thought I'd just go out and have a bit of fun. Okay, so I'm just slightly above level. You can see the cool off time is, there's a fair cooldown time on swift bow. That's the reason why I like having both it and, okay, still taking things down. You can see that focus, because swift bow is an induction skill with the extra damage and the extra configuration. I'm usually taking these guys down every time. Okay, I won't go down there. But you can see I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Now, the configuration's fine. The blind side's just in case you miss, so you can tell I missed on that one. I missed taking it down. Okay, let's go down somewhere. It'll do. Running against the wall increases the distance you can go before you actually die. And you can see, just put that on auto move. You can see I've also thrown into this a few extra things. I've got the breach finder, which comes from it's a scholar skill, so I get an extra 900 range skill damage. That's on every shot. I've got myself some warding law, which gives me some extra defense and some extra battle mastery from the battle law. Now I also have been using the light oil. I'll just take this guy out. Using the light oil has the advantage of blinding the enemy and increasing their miss rate. So if you're worried, if you're a hunter with medium armor and you need to have some chance of defending yourself, if you want to increase your defensive ability, then that's the easiest way to do it. Now I've got auto follow on, I've got auto targeting on, so if I'm facing this way and I decide to hit something, it'll turn to face it. Okay, so, and as I said, and that's fine until I get to elites. So we'll go and see if we can find some elites, which of course do hang around here. Let's outrun these guys. We'll go approximately where my questing is. Now, is that going to be... Yeah, it's elite. Okay, so this is where it starts making a difference. When you've try your swift bow, will not take it out. Try that. Yep, keep going through everything. Okay, you need to give yourself a bubble. The bubble is the cry of the hunter, and I've used all of those skills to be able to take down that elite. Now, I'm actually going to change over, so that's with this build, which has the burn hot, which I didn't actually end up using, but it has all of those. If I change over to the one that has split shot in it, we'll go and find ourselves another elite. I've got this in the way. I'll just move that. The BuffBars. I would have configured that differently. We'll just get it out of the way at the moment. So let's try this again with another elite. Swift bow, followed by split bow. We got it. So that extra little bit of crit has made all the difference. I was lucky that time, I suppose, so I'll try it again. Go to a dreadful mist. Swift bow, split bow. There we go. Oh, we got something else coming in. So the blind side was just a quick shot that gave it to me. We'll try it again. Okay. So, took a little bit of damage, but with the bubble I was able to defend myself and I got a far more equal damage. Try this again on the terrible dread miss. Let's go for it. Okay, didn't need to go through the whole lot. But these are elites at level 50, and I'm level 51. Okay, so that's the advantage that comes from that. I've also got the layout differently. I've got it set up so that I can either have a layout for my 4K warden, which is a lot smaller, my 1080p warden, or I can have it for my 4K warden. Okay, I'll actually move that back if I can. Yep, I can. Good. So that's the basic configuration for a revamped warden, a revamped hunter. Split shot helps, definitely helps you get a bit more consistent with your damage. I'm not running terribly much interesting, but I can do extra light damage, which is another one of the reasons why I've chosen that light, to use light oil. You can actually get those from the auction house, or you can get those from traders around. But other than that, just a bit of combat speed, a bit of run speed, nothing really interesting. And I actually am not running any virtue traits with this character. I have not configured it, but I should. I'll be defensive. Okay, so I'll log that out, and I'll go take you to the next one. Actually, what I'll actually do is I'll go back to the camp. One of the great things about the hunters is you can go to guides to everywhere, pretty much, which is great. So I'm back where I was, where I started. Okay. So now I'll change to a slightly higher level character. Just level 54, so it's only 3 levels higher. One of the things you may have noticed, that running that hunter level 51 in a level 50 region, I was actually going to be running that character as the completist for Angmar itself. Okay, so this is Pelleran, who is managed to get another Swift. So exactly the same setup as the other one, but just starting to go extra swift bow damage, so that'll fill out as I go through levels. This character again is a high elf, if I remember rightly, is an elf. Okay, so does not need, or has the automatic 5% bonus from using a bow, doesn't need the light oil to give it a bit of a boost, and again, swift bow damage, focus bow crit multiplier, induction bow damage, and induction bow crit multiplier. So yeah, basically running the same thing with just slightly higher level. This character is just being used actually as a mule, so it's got it's just got a whole lot of stuff. But I was also trying out different builds with different items, with legendary items. Okay. You'll also see over here that I've got the CraftTimer, which tells me how many days it's been since I did things. Anything with a negative day means that there's crafting things to do. You can see there's crafting coming up in 8 hours for my character Rune Master, and I've got some sunworthy batch of crafts. So I've got some sunstones due for 1, 2, 3, 4 characters in 4 or 5 days. So it will tell me when they're due to go. So I always use CraftTimer. It's just great. I actually had to edit the code to get the sunworthy batch of crafts to work, and I can tell people how to do that if they need to, but I just wanted to have something for the sunworthy batch of crafts. I'm sure the writer will or may add that at some point. It's a relatively straightforward patch, code change, but yeah, it just tells me when things are ready. Okay. And it comes in with every character as I log in, so I can see what I need to do. So I'm guilding up, using the upgrading the guilds in Tailor and Cook for Rune Master. Okay, so the next one I'll run to is Rose Tree. Probably don't need to. You've seen the level 50 characters and you've seen the bit of a change. Although I think Rose Tree may actually, now that I think about it, this little hobbit hunter. Rose Tree is my main selling character, or one of my selling characters. Has Scholar maxed out and max guild on Scholar. Actually, may not have the guild on Scholar. Let's have a look. Do I have Scholar? Gundabad. Do I have the Scholars Guild? Yes, I do. And I could get myself extra. These are quite expensive. I would have to get those from my bank if I've got it in there.
Greetings.
I do. Now I have picked up over the years 7 large carryalls. And this, you get general errors when you're trying to move things in and out of your shared storage. It happens. Oh, actually, I'll have a look at what else I've got in there.
What can I do for you?
I can pull extra stuff out, so... Okay, I've got one of those as well. So this is the general shared storage between all of these characters. Allows me to put in the kind of stuff that I will be sharing between all my characters. I've got 120 slots in it. It's like your own personal storage, your own bank vault, but it's shared between all the characters on the same server. It's a bit expensive to get in Lotro points, but definitely worth it. So I now have 66 tattered Gundabad parchments on me that were in the carryalls, which I've accumulated from playing the higher level characters. And I can go, I'll just speed myself up. So now, if I make it, it should add Rose Tree is now added. 6 days, 18 hours. It will be available for another. Now it's gone into the carryall, which I will eventually get it out of there. But I have I've maxed out every craft except farming, and I am at Gundabad level. I'm at the top level for all of those guilds in different characters. Cook, jeweler, cook, tailor, woodworker, scholar, and the others. The mats are just so expensive. It's just not worth doing the getting the sunstones from them. But they are there. Okay, and you can see that I do have some of these all set up, some of the food set up. I've got 9 sunstones just sitting there, and I won't put those back in the I won't put the carryalls. The carryalls are about 2,000 Lotro points, but you can get them on special for about 1,600 every now and again. They're great. I've got, this one's not full, which is good, but you can see I've got a lot of stuff just sitting in there waiting to be used. That's the one that had the tattered parchments that I just used. Okay, and there's 7 of those at the moment I've got. Okay, log out of Rose Tree. Crafting timer, definitely worth having, especially if you're using guilds at all. If you're leveling characters in guilds, just great. Okay, so we'll now move up to the higher level characters. The reason I don't have any characters between level 50s and the end game levels is because once I used to play hunters all the time. When they nerfed them, when they nerfed the blue line, I stopped. And as soon as I found the variant on running hunters with high crit chance and split shot, swift shot, rain of arrows, as a combination, I have been maxing out those characters. So I've been playing them and just gradually maxing out what, just playing them all the way through the content. You can see when I'm running the hunters in the missions in the Fate of Gundabad expansion, that it's good. It's good to run a hunter that way. As long as you've got good crit, you're definitely in the way. So as I said, this Mer here is my woodworker, basically doing nothing except woodworking at this point. But I've got all the travel locations set up, so I can take, because you get a lot of guides as you're leveling your character up. So if I want to go to Estelad Land, I can just go there. Actually, before I go, I will, just because...
How can I be of service?
I have some cracked axes and some... So these are the Fate of Gundabad stuff. Okay, yep. These are for lower level characters, which I have. Okay, done that. Yeah, so, sorry, I will go to Estelad Land. I can show you how to set that up if anyone wants to ask, but it's basically bevy of bars with a mouse over, and then dropping all the guides into it. So, as I said, I can go wherever I want, pretty much. This character again, level 132. I'll just go out for a bit. You can see that what I've done is I've still got the Swift bow with the 3 attacks now. It adds 2 focus. The split shot costs 2 focus, but it will target up to 7 opponents. I've got blindside in there as a quick shot, and I've got rain of arrows with a maximum of 10 targets. Now the reason I've got that is I've got the area of effect attack damage, area of effect attack crits. I've got single target attack crit, single target attack damage, and you can see what else I've got there. So it's basically built around swift bow damage, split shot damage, rain of arrows. Again, I'll go for the light. This character is an elf, if I remember rightly, so he gets the 5% damage from using a bow. These are all grey, but I should probably go somewhere more interesting. Okay, let's go somewhere more interesting. Bug stat, which is I usually set these the most frequent destinations on this part of my toolbar so that I can just go there. Okay, so we'll actually go and try something a little bit more interesting. On level, swift bow, followed by split bow. Done. I'll get myself the breach finder. I'll try actually use the easier one, the Doomfold one, it's cheaper. Okay, another brute there. So if there's one target, then swift bow, split shot, and by the time you get through the 4 of them, they're usually gone. Now, that was an elite, that's an elite. 2 of them, split shot first, then followed by, yep, there we go. Stun them, and we'll go back in with a swift shot. So again, reasonably easy. I took a fair amount of damage, took a fair amount of health. I'll grab some food along the way. I'll actually only just use the Doomfold ones. Where's that? Okay, so that needs to go up there. Sometimes they mess up and they don't really work, but you can see the pattern. So if I've got multiples, because at higher level you actually get a camouflage which increases your critical chance. If I've got a lot of enemies, I'll go into stealth. If I really want to, I can use the improved focus, which gives me extra crits, but we'll go from there. So because there's multiple targets, I'll start off with the induction split shot. Then I'll go for the don't forget to burn hot, just to give myself extra damage. And there we are, taking some extra hits. That's life. I can cure that. Okay, so they're on level characters. The extra crit makes a difference once you get that ability. Doing extra improved focus will give you extra, so you'd go, where are we? Oh, this one's back, that's good. 5, 6, swift bow. Tap it off. Okay, so that's on level at Fate of Gundabad. With the hunter, actually I might as well show you what that looks like. So what I've done is I've gone to the bottom of the tree. I filled this out to here. Then I filled this out, and then I started going back in just with some extra run speed, just to get the extra run speed. But I also increased the split shots, so didn't go to yellow line at all. It was a red line hunter with extra points in here, and running essentially what looks like an aggressive character build. Okay, and now I will go to my level 140 hunter. I could have handed those in. Okay. So the level 140 hunter is at level cap. I don't know whether you if you've watched some of the previous videos, I've done the assault on Durslok and the two solo and duo instances that are available with Fate of Gundabad, and I've picked up a lot of level 133 and other items and gradually been improving the hunter. So this hunter has a little bit more damage, can put out a little bit more damage, and it's slightly differently configured on the taskbar, and I'll tell you why when it comes up. But it's basically the same. I've stopped because I spend most of my time soloing and doing quests, solo instances and quests. I don't feel the need to run a character beyond level cap. Once I've reached level cap, I tend not to run them again until the level cap increases. I've got so many characters that I can just play something else. So the character itself has a lot of the Puglux lair items and other things that it's been picked up along the way. We've got a lot of better items, basically, but I've stopped. So this character isn't going anywhere until the level cap increases, basically. Now, same build, same configuration, just gone further down the tree. I filled out strong draw, but basically just filling out this side of the tree as well as these here. Again, same thing, not much to it. Is a elf, so gets the extra bonus, so it's easy to use the light oil. Some people use fire oil. It depends on what your opponent is, I suppose, but I like the extra defense that comes from soloing with light oil, because the light oil itself, additionally, critical hits will blind your opponent, causing their attacks to miss more frequently. It may mean the difference between surviving and not surviving. That previous encounter with my level 132 hunter, if I had not used light oil, I would not have survived those three elites. I may have done more damage, but I would not have survived. And the idea is to survive when you're running a solo hunter, which means one of two things. You either play over level, which means your level is 2 or 3 levels higher than your than the content, or use something else like light oil and the ward, the battle lore and the warding lore, coffee for extra speed. Always use your food for regeneration of power and more importantly morale. Get your extra resistances and extra agility, things like that, and do extra damage with every attack. So you can see this character has the same thing. If I want to have an attack, I'll hit 5. Okay, so let's have a look. Where am I going? Okay, so this is where this character was running last. Again, he ran right up until level 140, finished that quest, and stopped. Okay, this is where I am. This is outside of Gundabad. Sorry, we'll do that again. So this is Gundabad itself. This is the Wells of Langflood. So this is the inside area. Gone up through there and come back out, and I'm sitting here, which is level 140 area. So again, let's speed it up. Now these are not elites, so it's not going to be difficult with those. Again, swift shot, split shot. If I've got more, got another cold worm. Swift shot, split shot, done. I'll use the light oil, food, won't worry about terribly much else. Get the extra damage from the breach finder. Now we'll find an elite, go into stealth to get the extra crit, swift shot, split shot, rain of arrows, and a couple of quick shots just to tidy it out. That's an elite. I've got these from BuffBars and or CequenceBars. I don't know exactly which ones. A bevy of bars. But yeah, that's essentially running a new level cap creatures. Again, same deal. Now I've included the dazing blow in my taskbar mainly because it removes corruptions from your target. There are times when you absolutely need to remove the target's corruptions. Now let's get back onto here. Let's try something else. Should be able to do that with 2. Yep, done. Now I could go over there and hand those quests in, but I'm not going to. I'm level 140. There's Folnith the Pale. That's one of the quests I've got here. And I will take him out, but as I said, not until the level cap increases. The reason for that, another one of the reasons for that is when you're over leveled, the game is easier to play, and you can gain experience just playing the old content. So finishing quests off can give you 1 or 2 levels, maybe 3 levels into the new content. Into the new content when they raise the level cap. Okay. So yeah, this one will just sit here. There's a couple of these over here. I'll take these guys out while I'm at it. Again, now if I really want to, I've got the improved focus. I've got the split shot, burn hot. Let's do a split shot on those. Gone. Their spirits come up because these are corrupted dwarves. So 1 target, swift bow. 2 targets, split shot first. Rain of arrows second, because it's instantaneous. It's a focus driven thing, and the last one improves swift bow just to take out what's left, or quick shot if you've got the time. Okay, thank you for watching. I will. Again, I've got these in here. So this is from BuffBars. These are from Bevy of Bars. This is BuffBars again. That's the advancement tracker. Bevy of Bars shows whenever I need to purge a poison, but it has to be configured. This is Bevy of Bars down here. These are small because I haven't reconfigured it for 4K, which is what I'm running in. I've got the BuffBars there, as I said, and yeah, it's so control backslash to get that up, just to be able to see what you've got. And again, I will show you what I've got active. There's the CraftTimer I was talking about before. The mission timer is what is my own plugin, which I haven't released, which times all of my missions and keeps a record of who has the fastest time out of all my characters. But as I said, removing corruption is important. Burn hot if you absolutely need it. Camouflage if you're running on level. You don't need the camouflage if you're running over level with these combinations. And a decent build of items, of your legendary items. Okay, thank you everyone for watching, and I will catch you next time.